You must have seen animals protecting humans, but there have been hundreds of cases where humans went out of their way to protect animals. Animals have been protecting themselves from each other since the start of this world. But there have been cases and situations where they needed to be taken care of. In this video, we're going to discuss some of the cases where humans have shown animals that humanity is still alive. If you really want to watch them all, then stay until the end, as we are going to show you some spectacular stories you won't want to miss. And the story on our number 1 spot is said to be the biggest rescue of animals by a human. Let's start the video with our number 10, which is Rescued Ducklings. A woman named Lee and her daughter Allison Mayorga reported that a mama duck and her ducklings had been enjoying the sprinklers in her front garden when she noticed that there were no longer 9 ducklings, but only 4. She looked around and heard peeping coming from the street. They had fallen about 10 feet below into the storm drain. She immediately called every resource she could think of: fire department, police department, animal control. No one answered. She then called 2 saviors of animals, Eldad and Loretta, from Hope for Paws. They both came within an hour and started the rescue operation. Seconds later, both Eldad and Loretta were down the hole and in the tunnels with nets. As you can see from the video, the rescue was not easy. They had to crawl through 3-foot tunnels after some surprisingly fast ducklings. About 15 minutes later, Eldad, followed by a filthy Loretta, emerged from the hole with a net full of healthy and adorable ducklings. This is what true rescuers do. The rescue story on our number 9 spot is Helpless Kitten Stuck on the Highway. It was the moment that an eagle-eyed supporter named Sheila spotted a kitten in the middle of the freeway. She immediately called the rescue team. Parking the car was just the first dangerous step in this rescue. Once they walked back towards the kitten on the main road, 5 lanes of traffic and cars going upwards of 65 miles per hour stood between them and the kitten. Waving their nets as a warning, the team did the only thing they could think of and stepped into the traffic. For a minute, the highway came to a stop. No one honked. There were no near misses. From their animal nets and rescue shirts, the drivers knew that something important was happening. The rescue team made it across the highway, snatched up the kitten, and ran back to the safety of their car. Once inside the vehicle, the team called Sheila to tell her the fantastic news and check on the kitten, now named Napoleon. At the vet hospital, it was confirmed that Napoleon was suffering from an eye infection and fleas. And so began the delicate process of treating the barely 1-pound kitten. The story on our number 8 spot is Yara the pit bull rescued and operated. Early in the morning, an animal rescue team received a call about an injured pit bull puppy on an off-ramp of the 110 freeway. Yara turned out not to be a puppy, but she was badly injured and terrified that humans would just bring her more pain. This was a tricky operation. A hurt and frightened dog can easily hurt themselves and their potential rescuers. With the roar of the highway above and a stranger approaching her makeshift den, Yara was so distressed she couldn't take a break from barking to eat the fried chicken being thrown at her. Eldad, a rescuer, could tell Yara was seriously injured, with one of her front legs almost completely crushed, and her ribs easily countable. Eldad didn't know how long she had been out here, but at this point, every minute mattered, making the patience required to get the fearful Yara to safety even harder to manage. This was a dangerous operation for everyone involved, but thanks to the help of the rescue community and their partners at Little Red Dog Rescue, Yara's story has a happy ending, as she was saved and then taken care of by the vet hospital. Rescue story number 7 is the California Gull. This story about a mama possum is a little more complicated. Sadly, she spent 5 days in a swimming pool until Angela called a team for help. Angela fed her during this whole time, but the mama was stressed as she was trying to figure a way out of the pool. She kept swimming in the little pool of water that collected at the far end. Possums are marsupials, which means they have a pouch just like kangaroos. The young mom didn't realize it, but by swimming, she accidentally drowned all her babies. except for one. Linda, the founder of Pacific Wildlife Project, removed all the dead babies and cleaned her pouch really well. Chris, a volunteer for Pacific Wildlife Project, met us in the evening and led us to a location where the mama would be safe. A place where food and water will be readily available to her. They wished the mama good luck and promised to release her baby at the same location in a few weeks. The number 6 rescue story on our list is Raccoon Rescue. This story begins on the Nextdoor app, where someone reported a raccoon with a broken leg stranded down in the LA River. The young adult raccoon was there for at least 4 days, alone and unable to get out. In an attempt to help the young raccoon, someone threw down a rope and tied it to the fence above, hoping she would climb out. But she was badly injured and was unable to free herself. Things changed quickly as the raccoon started to move into the water and eventually crawled into one of the larger pipes leading water into the river. She struggled to get in due to her injury, but 10 seconds after she did, the team lost sight of her. The team walked into the dark tunnel in hopes that they would find her. They knew these tunnels split into many different directions and that she could be anywhere. A couple of minutes of walking inside the dark tunnel and they spotted her. She immediately started running away from them, deeper and deeper into the tunnel. They ran after her, managed to get close, and threw the net. 20 or 30 seconds later, they managed to catch up with her again. They threw the net ahead of her, and by the time it landed on the ground, she was inside the net and they got her. Rescue number 5 on our list is abandoned dog outside of a cemetery with a crushed foot. An abandoned dog was found outside of a cemetery with a crushed foot by a Hopes for Paw fan, Valerie Court, who was visiting from the state of Oregon and knew that the rescue team was close by. Sapphire had a terrible break in her foot, and as soon as they saw her x-ray, they knew that they needed to rush her to a veterinarian doctor. The x-ray blew their mind. Surgeries like this cost a lot of money, and they are only possible thanks to your generosity. Shortly after her surgery, Sapphire continued to her foster home with the team's friends at Foxy and the Hounds. Sapphire's adopting mom took on the project of helping her through the recovery process, and as you'll see in the video, Sapphire is totally healthy and happy. Number 4 on our list is wild sheep horn stuck in a tree. While out for a run, a Polish man encountered a mouflon sheep with his horns entangled in a small tree. The man called up courage to get close enough to the frantic wild animal to help set it free. The man's reaction to his success needs no translation. Yes! Recorded in a forest near Conan in March 2015, the video has been making a resurgence on social media. Number 3 on our list is ice-trapped orcas rescued. Rescuing whales trapped by ice is often more difficult than rescuing beached whales. Though there have been successful rescues involving ice-breaking ships, de-icing machines, helicopter rescues, and using chainsaws to keep breathing holes open. As shown, these 4 orcas became trapped by ice off the coast of a Russian island. Rescue workers broke a path through the ice floes, allowing them to return to deeper water. The number 2 rescue on our list is elephant trapped in mud saved by a photographer. A group in Kenya spent 3 days rescuing this 40-year-old male elephant who had become stuck in a mud pond. The mud had formed a kind of glue around his body, rendering him completely immobile, until rescue workers were able to pull him free using land cruisers and heavy straps. He had gone 3 days without food, water, or shade and was completely exhausted. After the administration of IV fluids by a vet, he regained enough strength to get back on his feet. Not all elephants who become trapped in mud ponds are so lucky. The ultimate rescue, known to be one of the best animal rescues ever, is a paralyzed squirrel treated for injuries. Squirrels are highly territorial, especially during their mating season. The video shows a gray squirrel being treated for severe injuries sustained as a result of a conflict with another squirrel over territory. She was attacked by another squirrel in her territory and received multiple bite wounds. During the struggle, she fell from the tree she was in and sustained injuries to her head and spine. She was partially paralyzed and unable to move her forelimbs or support her own weight. She recovered after a month of rehabilitation. What do you think about these animal rescues? Have you ever done anything like this for the animals in your life? Or have you seen any such acts of generosity? If yes, then do comment about your favorite ones below in the comments section. We hope you liked the video. Share it with your friends and family. See you in the next video. Take care and goodbye.